professional.
We're professional today, folks. Watch out.
Yes, welcome back. We are in the newsroom, or the media room really, where all the magic happens for nightly news with the Borgia High School media team.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
This is great.
It is great. It's so neat. So we are here with Principal Pam Tholen. Thank you. And also the new Director of Communications here at the high school, Clare Swan.
See, isn't it fun behind here?
It is fun. I feel like we need one of these all the time. Yeah. So yeah, Borgia High School in the middle of Washington.
Yes.
And how long has the high school been here?
St. Francis Borgia High School has been in this location since the early 80s.
So early 80s. But little fun fact for those of you that don't know, right? It used to be downtown where the grade school is right now,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, it was a parish high school. So St. Francis Borgia High School started out as a parish high school, and then when we opened this building in the early 80s, it became St. Francis Borgia Regional High School, and then recently we dropped the regional because hopefully everybody knows that we don't just serve St. Francis Borgia Parish, but we can take kids from Sullivan or Baldwin or Krakow or St. Vincent's across the river. So yeah, we go everywhere. It's really hard to call a snow day.
I can only
So many
imagine.
kids. I mean, we have some kids that live down Manchester Road, and then we have some students who live off of gravel roads in Warrenton.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, so it's nearly impossible. So thank goodness for e-learning days. You know, like just like I don't know, just stay home.
Yeah, make it your own judgment call on that. Right.
Exactly.
But I love that it's just all everywhere.
Yeah.
We're a first year family here.
Mhm.
I have a freshman and absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, good.
Yeah, so what is one thing that you would love to share with the community that you guys really feel like you want to speak to?
Yeah. So
Go for it.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
communication.
Communicate.
That's right.
Yeah, we're
I
so
just
good.
think that everybody needs to just get a little experience here. I mean, if you just walk in the doors, you can feel the love and the family and the community that we kind of form. And I just want everyone to have that same feeling. I am an alumni, so is Pam, and so is Stephanie.
Well, I did my freshman and sophomore
Oh,
year.
sorry.
She can speak to
However,
both great high
I
schools.
can, but you know, in all honesty, when I came here, I was a Gertie's girl, St. Gertrude's girl, and really, you know, even my experience back then was great. The only reason that I decided, you know, to go to a different high school at that time was because, you know, I was going to be this big Broadway star, you know, all the things. And, you know, I pushed my parents a little bit. Looking back on it now, I was totally fine here. I'm gonna say, but you know, in your head, when you're a teenager, you feel like you know everything.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but it always had that sense of community, you know, and being able to go to church because do you still have church services within the school? Like I know we did. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so we have 1 to 2 all school masses in our gym a month.
Mhm.
But then we have optional chapel masses in our chapel, which used to be the theater.
Yes.
So you probably remember as a
Yes.
theater, but it's the
Yeah.
chapel now. So we've got optional masses throughout the week. And that's something, of course, that I love the people at Washington High School. I have
Yeah.
great affinity for the humans that work over there. But I think, you know, obviously the one big thing that sets us apart from the high school across town is that we are faith-based, so we're a Catholic high school, and so many of the things that we do here, we're able to do here, surround our faith. So we ask our students to get at least 100 hours of Christian service
Yes.
before they can graduate. And that's something that we're really pushing with our faculty and staff too. So actually, I delivered some Meals on Wheels this
Love it.
past weekend.
The old
Saw
social
some-
worker in me
saw
loved
some
that.
of the schedule, yes. But that's something that we're doing with our faculty. So the service aspect, and then we have retreats and prayer days for each of our grades so that they can continue to grow as a faith community among their classmates. So that's really special. And then I think, you know, we start every day, every class period, we end every day with prayer. And so I think some of the things that we've had to go through with deaths or tough times, things like that, you know, we get to come together as a community to pray each other through those things. And so that has been really special. As someone who I graduated from here, but then I only ever taught in public schools, that's a huge difference, right? That if I'm comforting a student after the loss of their grandparent or whatever, like I can lean on that. We can lean on our faith in that way. So that's really special. I don't know, I'm talking a lot.
It's just, as a new employee, I've only been here for about 6 weeks. It is so nice to just take that minute and, you know, give thanks for everything that you've been given, and just take a minute to pray and remember your faith, right?
Well, and I kind of think, and you know, being more mature, I use that word
Very
especially if people know me. But you know, I look back on it now, and it is nice because, you know, when you're a freshman coming into things, you get you feel a little lost in the mix. You're not, you know, you may not fit in or whatever at that time. And, you know, when you are going to a school where, for me, that, you know, wasn't so overwhelming. You know, you did feel like, okay, I have, you know, the senior that I can buddy up with, and they'll help me, you know, kind of go around and figure it all out. But at the same time, though, too, you all could come together. You know, prayer was a great time to just be able to just have a quiet moment, because as teenagers, you don't ever have a quiet moment in your own mind. So that part, I will admit, it was very nice. But, you know, and so yeah, you know, and I think it's nice for the kiddos. I probably need more of that now. Quiet moments.
When you're going 90 to nothing in your head and life and everything else, just taking that moment, like you said, for quiet, for prayer, for reflection, that's wonderful.
Yeah, you know, I think I sometimes it borderline cheesy. I'm a very cheesy person. Bring on the corn. But like, you'll hear the Borgia family a lot, right?
Oh,
and I think that you guys are talking about some things that are really true, in the sense that we are small enough. We have 450 students, about 50 staff members, so about 500 people in this building on a daily basis, that we all know each other. You know, even if you're a senior teacher, you're going to be familiar with some of the freshmen and sophomores, just because they're in your hall every day and we've got the time. So I think that it's really difficult. Kids are going to try really hard, but it's really difficult for kids to get lost in the mix. Like, it's you know, it's really hard to fly under the radar, because we've got Spencer Unersall, the assistant principal, and I, of course, we're watching them. We're trying to guide them. Watch sounds kind of negative, I guess. We've got 3 counselors that are here every day. We've got all of these teachers who also serve as advisors, so they meet with them almost every day. It's a small group, like 15 kids, and this travels through high school. So your advisor your freshman year is your advisor your senior year. And so those smaller communities within the larger community, even though we're not that large, are so important. So, and then we've, of course, have a ton of extracurriculars. So whether it's theater and music, or it's band, it's sports, it's clubs, we've got another set of eyes taking a look at our kids. And I can't tell you how often, like, a coach or a club advisor is the first person that reports something like, hey, I'm worried about so-and-so, they just haven't been acting right, because they get to see them every day in a very casual environment. So we've got a lot of people here who are just looking out for what's best for the kids, and that's fantastic. And of course, hopefully you've experienced that kind of bleeds over to the home life too, and that communication is a big deal. Like, we try to check in with our parents regularly if there's any kind of, you know, drop in grades, or if a kid has been seen in the counseling office more often, or whatever the case might be, and just kind of keep that communication hopefully two-way.
I think it's a good mix for parents, especially because, you know, going into high school, you got to kind of release the reins a little bit, which is so scary. But at the same time, we're not left out completely, because that can happen as well, where we feel like we have no idea as parents what's going on. Because at the end of the day, they're still 14, 15, 16, you know, they're still children.
Right.
Young adults, I apologize.
There
but
are children.
There are
so-
children. I don't care if you're 50, you're my child.
Right.
But it's a good mix. And coming in, having the first child, high schooler, and our family across the board coming to Borgia, I really didn't know what to expect. And the communication has been over the top, from the school, the academics, through sports. You just don't. If you're lost, you're not reading something.
Yeah, right.
Or attending. There's opportunities to attend. I mean, you automatically feel like you're part of the family, and like I feel like I have gone here and my whole life, and I did not attend high school here. So appreciate that aspect very much. And you guys have a 3-minute video that you just put together, and so we're going to play that for you guys, and that also speaks to just Borgia.
What it's like to be a
Borgia?
knight.
Yeah, what it's like to be a knight. Well,
Yeah.
wonderful.
You'll get to see some of our classrooms, see some of our kids, which of
boy.
course we want to spotlight them because our kids are incredible.
Yeah.
And just kind of see what we have to offer here.
Well, I can definitely say that, since from the time that I came here till now, the campus is beautiful.
They've recovered.
When you know. But, but no, I mean, the campus really is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
You've done, there's a lot of things that are here now for the kiddos that weren't here whenever I was here, but that's okay because we thought it was cool because when you first walked in, there was nothing but a row of payphones. So, yeah.
Oh, now you're really
I'm
telling
telling
your
you, I was
age.
like, wow, they are so techie. So, now, I know, right? But, no, the campus really is very gorgeous.
it
and
is
so
gorgeous, yeah.
I love that part of it.
You do a
so,
good job. New sign last year, so
Yeah.
that looks
Well,
beautiful.
we are so lucky to have so much support from our alumni, from parents of our current students, and grandparents are so involved. I
Yes.
loved it.
I know.
I
It is
wasn't
really cool.
prepared for the amount of grandparent hand-on-ness,
Yeah.
like as far as how much they're involved.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of grandparents who are paying children's tuition and things like that, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But then also just
I talked to my
community
parents.
members, we've got so many awesome partners in our community who are just rooting for us, and so that's why we can have great things like the video production studio or new furniture in the collaboration space, whatever the case might be. Like, we've got a lot of people who have our backs, and we're just letting them push us along.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Onward and upward.
Yeah, and it's a great community, and that's the thing too. Washington is such a special community across the board, so that's not shocking that you guys have that support, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys sitting
Yes,
down with
thank
us
you so
and getting to see this space and actually be professional.
The whole time I'm sitting up so
Come
straight,
back.
I'm like,
And I'm like, what
I feel
the-
like we need a coffee mug.
Well,
I keep hearing like a ticker tape
Yeah.
type of thing in my head, like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
Out
Yeah.
my butt.
I'm telling you, if you would have had this when I came here, it would have been so much fun.
All right, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll have the video that they've put together play next.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks.
thank
Until
you.
next time,
guys.
thank